Hello Resilience, and welcome to the 7th week of our online course on designing resilient housing. In this week we will be preparing for the final submission, which will be in 2 weeks from now. I'm recording this on Monday, so you would have 2 weeks from now to submit your project. We will have our final submission and presentation on August 15th, and then we'll see if you need a couple of extra days for you to update your project. But you should think as August 15th as the final deadline for your submission. And that's when we'll invite some guests to look at your project, and we'll have a discussion on your project and give you some last feedback. So, as you know, what comes here is the most important part of the course, when all your ideas, works, intentions, concepts, research have to come together. In this last virtual meeting on Saturday, we saw many of the teams who presented their work, which is advancing and getting better and stronger. So we are excited to see how well your work is going and how excited the teams are with the projects. This next Saturday, we will have a midterm, or not midterm, but pre-final review, or as we call it, the three-quarter review. It's on August 8th, when we would like to see all your drawings and your boards as if this were the final presentation. So for August 8th, we would like to see the boards on 2 by 2 feet format, which would be also the format of our exhibit. We would like you to submit them on Friday so that we can look at them on Saturday when we have our virtual meetings. Or you can submit them Saturday morning, at least an hour before the meeting, so we have time to download, analyze them, prepare some feedback for the actual meeting. So in this first video, I would like to give you some general and broad feedback about your projects. In the next video, I would speak with to you about the final submission and the guidelines and requirements for your final submission. So where we are in the project is a really exciting and interesting phase, because we saw your initial intentions, your initial ideas, the research. Some of you are quite far in the design, and now it's when the project has to come to a conclusion and has to really take its final shape according to the feedback that you receive from our team and according to the work of your team. So a lot of the projects are developing in a direction which is a combination, a synthesis between the research that was done on the precedents for resilient housing and then your own ideas and concepts that you were able to translate into the project. Now what we would like to see is these two things to merge and to make one perfect union. We're not just looking for housing that could be built anywhere around the world, and in fact some of the projects are rather unrelated to a context or unrelated to the specific disaster, but as opposed to that, we're looking to have projects which are very specifically addressing the problems of specific geography and the problems of a specific natural disaster. So that is why I would like to invite you to go back to your work and to rethink all your design process and how you got to where we are right now, and to understand what are the strongest points of your projects. We are looking for a project which enhances those main ideas, those strengths, and those concepts that make your design better than others and make your design suitable for the type of natural hazard that you're addressing. We would also like you to go further into the development of your project. We would like you to go into the design of the construction details, the definition of the structure, then the definition of the materials, and all the program of the space. So with these considerations, I invite you to work even harder in the next couple of weeks of our course and to come up with the design as good as it can be. Think about the responsibility that you have in this project. Think about all the people that will see your project at our next exhibits at the United Nations and also in other important venues around the world where we'll be presenting your work and presenting this showcase on crowdsourcing design for resilient solutions. Think also about the implementation of the project. Many of the teams, like Team Himalaya, are already working with a specific site and specific clients to showcase and to build the project after its completion. We are in touch with some local authorities, NGOs, and other organizations in Nepal who are rebuilding after the recent earthquake. So hopefully some of your projects would materialize and would be used for the reconstruction phase in Nepal. So most importantly, your work can make a difference in the lives of all those people, the thousands of people who are affected by the recent natural hazards and natural disasters in the Philippines, in Nepal. Some of you are working in Lebanon. Some of you are working in the Middle East. Others are working in Latin America. So it's Chile, for example. So we have an amazing opportunity to build something that would set up an important precedent and will show how to build better and how to make better architecture in cities and all those places affected by natural hazards. So I look forward to seeing you on Saturday, on August 8th, and to see your amazing projects, which should be almost ready for the final submission. So let us know if we can help you, and please join us for our pre-final review on August 8th.